Today on Geek Devotions, we're talking about identity and A Throne of Glass, the series written by Sarah J. Maas. Hello, Devoted Geeks, and welcome to Geek Devotions, a show from Devoted Geeks who are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. I am Celeste, and I'm so glad that you are here today. Don't forget to do us a favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell symbol so you can get notified about everything that we're doing. Also, check out our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. We are affiliate on Twitch, which means that you can subscribe to us with your Amazon Prime. It's pretty cool if you're not already doing that with somebody else. Today, we are talking about a series called A Throne of Glass. And if you listened to the podcast that released yesterday as of the airing of this, you can kind of hear our thoughts on that, my thoughts on that. I guess Glix's thoughts on that. One way or the other, there will be a thing somewhere in one of these directions that'll lead you to that podcast. So if you do not want spoilers, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are in spoiler zone. If you have not read the series, or you're going to read the series, or you haven't read past the first 3 books, you might want to pause. All throughout the first few books, you get the feeling that the main character, Selena, is not telling you everything about herself. She's kind of got some stuff that's kind of alluded to, but it's not really there. Like, you're like, I feel like there's something there. And you slowly find these things out. The first thing that you find out is that she's Fae. She is part of the Fae folk, and so as such, she has the ability to look human and not human. With, the pointed ears, elongated teeth. We call it teeth. For those of you who aren't big fantasy fans, Fae in this world are kind of like elves in Lord of the Rings. Just a quick little note there. And the reason that she was able to hide the fact that she was Fae is because magic is blocked in this land of Artelon, where they live, where everything is taking place for the first 2 books. But you still feel like there's just something that's not being said, that's not coming out. Well, come to find out, Selena is not Selena. Selena is a pseudonym, and she's really the heir to the throne of a kingdom called Terrasen that's been occupied by Artelon. And so the book follows her through her journey of being this assassin that she has been trained to be, and accepting her role as Aileen, the queen of Terrasen. As she struggles through this process of going from an assassin to a queen, she has to deal with all of these things. She struggles with the fact that she doesn't think that as Aileen she can beat the powers that are at play, can free her country from occupation. She deals with thinking that she's not good enough. She deals with the fact that she just doesn't want to do the struggling stuff. She doesn't want to go through the hard things that need to happen in order to do this. And then she feels guilt because she doesn't necessarily want to fight. She wants a simple life. She wants to just be Selena. And she feels guilty for that. She feels guilty for the fact that she's been living in relative comfort while her people are struggling under occupation, while the entire rest of her family has been murdered for who they were so that the king of Artelon could take over. As humans, we like to label ourselves. I am a geek. I was a dancer. I'm a phlebotomist. I am a voiceover artist. I'm a wife. Sometimes the things that we identify with are not good. Sometimes somebody has given us these identities and we take them on like they are true when they're not. Things like, I have dyslexia. so I am stupid. I am overweight, so I am fat and ugly. These things have been taken on as identities. They're badges that you wear. When somebody goes to tell you, oh, hey, you look very nice, if you have the identity of, I am fat, I am ugly, you're going to go, ha, yeah, right, because you don't believe them. I've been listening to an audiobook around all my other reading activities of this series called Adamant by Lisa Bevere. And I love Lisa Bevere's writing because in every book she writes, she holds to one truth. One thing is a thread throughout all of her books as something to build upon, to talk about each different subject. And the thing that she builds upon is that you have one identity that really matters, and that is that you are a son and a daughter of God. God knows that our identity is not what we look like, it's not who we are, it's not what we're into. Our identity is His child. We are His children. We are the beings that were created to worship Him. That is our identity. In Romans, it says, the Spirit Himself bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God, and if children, then heirs, heirs of God and fellow heirs with Christ, provided we suffer with Him in order that we may also be glorified with Him. Romans 8:16-17. So there is that little catch of we choose to suffer with Him. We choose to follow the path of righteousness. We choose to live the way that God has told us in His Word. Whether you choose to live that way or not, whether you choose to accept the identity that God has for you, you still have that identity. You were still created to worship Him. You were still created to bring glory to Him. But He will not force you to accept that identity. I've known many Christians who haven't accepted that identity. They believe in God, they believe that He died for their sins, but they are living as people that they are not. To look at them, you would not know that they are a child of God. You would think that they're a child of despair, a child of hopelessness, not an heir to peace, not an heir to love, not an heir to a God who created the universe. We have to choose to accept the identity that God has given us, that God created us for. In the book series, Aileen could have easily gone, you know what, I just don't want to do this. Gone and moved to another country, another area, married, had kids, lived as an assassin. These are things that she struggles with periodically, but she sticks to being Aileen, Queen of Terracin, because that is who she was created to be. We are created to worship and love God. Okay guys, that was your devotion for the week. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that if you enjoy fantasy series that you will check out Throne of Glass and then hit me up, talk to me. Tell me what you think. We gave some advice as to audience for the book in our podcast, so definitely check that out before you go to read it. Now, it is officially time for the question of the week. Dallas isn't here to say the week. Question of the week: do you enjoy fantasy stuff? I personally love it. I love fantasy stuff. I wouldn't want to live in it because I like air conditioning, but I enjoy reading it. I enjoy watching it. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm a big fan of a lot of different fantasy books. It's one of my things that I really enjoy. I'm starting to get into some of the other stuff. Dallas does not care for fantasy as much. He'll watch it. He watched Lord of the Rings, but it's not really a thing for him. Like, he enjoys it. He would much rather watch something that's more sci-punk than fantasy, even steampunk. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and drop your comments down below. Let us know what your answer to the question of the week is, and we'll see y'all next time. Stay devoted. Peace and love.